Hello, you guys. How are you all? Thank you guys for being here. Um, so tonight we're going to talk about Stefan Sterns, his plea deal that he made, and the hearing yesterday, the sentencing, everything. I know that Jen's going to come up and talk with us a little bit. I don't know. I'm glad that there's not a trial. I think that would be really hard for Maddie's family. And, we talked about this with Koberger, who's being sentenced tomorrow. Oh, Bendy's here. But I just think that it would be really hard on the family, and not just the trial part, but just seeing the media every day, things like that. So, I do think it's for the better. It's unfortunate. There's some things that I'm not happy about. I want to talk about with you guys. But yeah, we'll get right into it. But first, let me say hello, Bendy.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna cough. Hold on. Sorry. Hey, babe, how are you?
I'm pretty good. I feel a little off because I haven't been doing lives as much lately, but besides being awkward, I'm great.
Oh, good.
I'm excited to talk about this with you, but before we get into it, tomorrow, Koberger's sentencing, I'm nervous. I'm just nervous. What are you expecting? Because I'm expecting a lot of speeches from the different families and stuff, and whew.
Well, yeah. Yeah. So I looked it up today, and it's supposed to they're predicting that it will last all day. The judge is predicting that it will last. He set the whole day aside for this. So, there's no limit. There's not a time limit. Remember in Lori Vallow's case, in Idaho, there was, only certain people could speak. That's not happening. So anybody that was impacted can give a victim's impact statement. I expect that it's going to be a hard day. I think obviously it'll be hard for us to watch, hard for the people watching, but I think more importantly, it's going to be very hard on the people who know Maddie, Xana, Kaylee, and Ethan.
Yeah. Oh, I feel for them so much. I'm thankful they don't have to go through this day in and day out over weeks and weeks during a trial. But also, I know that not everyone's happy with it, even the way that things are going down. And of course, they've been through a lot of trauma over the last couple years.
Yeah.
And I'm dreading it.
Did you watch Brian Enton's interview with Olivia yesterday?
No, I need to watch it. I've seen clips of it, but I have not watched it in full yet. No.
Okay. I watched clips of it as well. I also haven't watched it in full, but I intend to before tomorrow, and maybe I'll start a little early and we can watch a little bit of it together.
Yeah. Let's do that. That'd be awesome because I'd like to watch it, and I might not get the time anyway. So I think you should do that. That'd be great.
All right. Cool.
Okay. Now, and before we go on to anything else, I did see open in the computer. First, I guess Brian Enton had put up a TikTok video that said, when BK asked, before we get into Stefan Sterns, when Brian Koberger asked, has anyone else been arrested? Apparently, his parents were zip tied, and the thought is that he was meaning them.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
It does make sense. And yeah, and also we know, what if he confided in them or something and he was scared, you know what I mean? Something like that, because we know he did the call with them that morning.
Well, it makes sense if he's asking if anybody else has been arrested. Perhaps if they would have answered, yeah, we've arrested your parents as accessories after the fact. Perhaps Brian would have been moved to speak in order to save his parents, but who knows?
Yeah.
Makes you wonder.
It does make you wonder. And then I saw another thing, because when I open the computer, the first thing that usually opens is, because I get on my other Facebook account where I send everything to. And the first thing that opens is the University of Idaho Murders group, because I don't do anything on that Facebook account, you know what I mean? And I'm in that group. So it's always on the screen. And it also said this, I left it up so I could read it to you. It says, Steve G, this was 3 hours ago, and it says Steve was just on Fox News. He said he wants BK to man up tomorrow. They have waited 2.5 years and traveled to the other side of the state in order to get justice for Kaylee. He's angry at the plea deal and the way it was made. Members of his family will speak and are still working on their statements. He is with Xana's mom now. They did not show her, though. He is mad. He is broken, and the interview is up now. So,
Wow.
yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. Whenever somebody like that speaks, it's a double-edged sword, right? Listen to, I mean, we know what, like, look at what happened yesterday with Sterns. Look what happened when Lori did her allocution. You know, you hear it, and I feel like, I think if Brian Koberger does speak, which I don't, I give that about a 20% chance that he'll speak.
Yeah.
But I feel like if he does speak, it's going to be self-serving. It's not going to be anything that, yeah, I just think it, I think it's going to be something like Stefan Sterns.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Self-serving.
Yeah. And we'll watch a clip of that. I have like 2 different things pulled up with clips like ready to go, but I don't know. And actually 3, because I have a Reddit post pulled up about Jen not showing, and we'll go through all of that. But yeah, I agree with you. I think that I can understand Steve being hopeful and wanting that, right? And but you're right. I don't see him doing it. I think 20% is even being pretty generous. And yeah, I don't see him doing it in a way that will satisfy Steve.
Right. Like, I don't think it's going, I don't, yeah, I probably 20% is a little generous, maybe like a 5% if I'm being really real. Yeah, I think it will actually, if he does speak, I think it's going to piss people off more than it will bring any, that's, you know, that's it. You know, I just think it's going to be self-serving if he speaks at all.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Now I was going to read this, Pika, just to say I did hear that Colby Ryan had a mini stroke, and I hope that he's doing better. I send,
absolutely
love, support his way, and
his was from a strain of meningitis, I think they were saying. That's what they were thinking. I know he was, the last update that I got was that he was scheduled for a spinal tap, and I don't know how that went, but
oh, wow. Okay.
yeah.
Interesting. And then I wanted to say, speaking of Xana's mom, and then we'll get into Stefan Sterns, Pointer Lover had sent me an interview that she did, and she looks really good. I think she's doing a lot better. And yeah, I'll post it later if people didn't get to see it. That way, if you didn't get to see it, you can see it. And you're awesome.
Yeah, yesterday and today have been a little bit rough. You know, we had Stefan Sterns hearing. Malcolm Jamal Warner passed away. Then we had today, Ozzy Osbourne passed away. It's sad, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yesterday, okay, let me just show you what's on my computer. I'm going to flip through a couple things real quick and just I don't even know where to start exactly. I'm just,
all right.
Yeah. So I have this article, which is an excellent article from Fox 35 that goes through it. And I want to play, I've already went through the ad to play when he speaks. Okay. But the NBC reported, let me flip over to this. Is this accurate? Because when I went back and listened, the judge said you have the 8 of whatever. And they didn't say it like this. Is it actually 21 life sentences?
Yes.
Man given 21 life. Dang, man. That makes me happy.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. 21 is accurate.
Okay. 21 life sentences in the death of Madeline Soto. My God, man. It's just been a long road to get here, an emotional road, and seeing and listening to the interviews and listening and watching some of the interviews, but even listening to the people around Maddie, her friends, her teachers, her counselors, knowing that she was depressed every day, going to school. She did go to school because she was missing a lot, but when she went, looking sad, crying, it's just been a lot. It's emotional, and I'm thankful. 21 life sentences, that makes me feel good because that's a lot. But
yeah, he's never going to see the light of day.
Yeah.
I
But
mean, a lot of people are upset about this. Um, he's waived his right to appeal, but can still appeal. And I understand that that would be frustrating because on its face, it sounds like, well, what's the point of waiving an appeal if you never really waive your appeal? Because it limits the kind of appeals that a person can do. And,
yeah,
so there is some comfort there. I mean, he would still have to give he still has to give a notice of appeal. He has 30 days to do it. But what he can appeal, his appeals are very limited. And like really his best appeal would be ineffective assistance of counsel. But that's a very high bar. It's very rarely successful. And it's, it's nothing I would be worried about down the road.
yeah. Yeah, me either at all. And Kara apparently Pointer Lover, and I don't know how that, like, it didn't stick to me how long. I knew she was in recovery again, or
Mhm.
doing well in recovery, but 18 months, which is awesome.
Good for
And then,
her. That's awesome, Kara. That's especially during something like this.
yeah,
The
how you
loss of
do that.
your child would be very difficult to try to get sober in that moment. That's
That
like
that
hard.
is the thing that would push me out of recovery, you
Yeah,
know.
for real, for real.
And then Tess said, "Yeah, you're right. Viral meningitis. They
Oh,
believe."
okay. Okay.
So,
Okay.
but I just wanted to say before we get into this, because I want to talk about a couple things. But if you didn't follow along for this case, there is a timeline that I did on my Patreon. It's on the free tier. Check it out because I'm proud of it. And I think that it has a lot of different videos and different links, and everything's, quoted from police documents or to local news sources, and everything's linked in there. So I'm going to drop that. And then, I wanted to say, so before we get into Jen and all that, the roommate that spoke, like, wow, that was powerful for me to hear from
Yes.
her like that.
Yes, it was. And I think that, um, you know, when you're following a true crime case, of course, depending on where the case happens, Florida, they're pretty open about, they be showing it all. But you still, it was nice to be able to hear her story, all of it,
Yes.
where she came from, how she knew Maddie, how this impacted her. Because I mean, imagine you are living in that home. You know
Mhm.
these people. This is a child that you see all the time. Okay. And not only does the one of the roommates kill, I mean, I know Stefan was out of there, but not for that long. But anyway,
Right.
murder the child, right? But then you find out that he has violated you by taking
Yes.
photographs of you while you're in various states of undress. Like, what in the, that's hard and
Yes.
messed up.
It's so messed up. I cannot imagine. And especially because, like, she said her and Maddie, like, they were teaching each other English and Spanish, and I
Right.
just can't imagine. And now it's to the point where she's scared, and she can't
Right.
really afford to live on her own, yet she is, because she's scared of
Right.
living, like, with roommates again.
Hmm.
I don't know
But
what's
also
happening.
gives you a glimpse into the dynamic into that house. Okay.
Yeah.
Because who could Maddie have really gone to in that house? She didn't speak very good English. How would she
Yeah.
tell? Do you know what I mean? And the thing about it is, this is what hurts the most. This is what breaks my heart the most for Maddie. Because of what Stefan did, it put her in a state of not trusting all adults, because that's the truth of it. That's
Yeah.
a lot of the reason why kids don't talk. I mean, they don't talk because they feel ashamed, and that is part of the grooming process. And they don't talk because then they have a fundamental lack of trust in adults. And it just breaks my heart.
Yeah. You're right. And it's very sad, and I know it's scary for the kid to even consider talking to somebody, and I don't know. It just
It's
sucks.
hard. It's hard. And I think, some of the things, one of the biggest takeaways from yesterday, in a positive light, was the amount of people that did speak for Maddie, that feel guilt because
Yeah.
they didn't know, and they wish that they could have stopped it. And so um
Yeah.
I did think that something that her dad said was very, very interesting. And he went in his victim impact statement, and he said that Stefan took advantage of and exploited a family. And I actually think that he's talking about Jen in that. I hate calling her that, Jennifer and Soto, in that statement. And it's an interesting. I mean, her father knows more than we do. There are things that about the case that we don't know.
Right.
And, so I just thought that
That's
that
a
was
good point.
interesting.
That's super interesting, and that's a great point, huh?
Hmm.
Well, I want to talk about Jen Soto.
Ugh,
Um, but
hate
first,
her.
let's play. So I have it actually on this video from Crime Online at the point if this because I haven't previewed what the article has here. So let's listen. I just skipped through the ad, and I think it's going to be the top, his statement, which I want to talk about. So let's
Okay.
listen to it and see it. But it's like a 6 or 7 minute video. I'm just going to press play, see what we get here, and if worst case, we'll switch to the other one.
Okay.
Wait, here. Okay.
Statement. I agree that it's, yes, Your Honor, I would like to make a brief statement.
So this is
I agree that it's not fair that Madeline is not here anymore. I still have a hard time contemplating a world where she's not around, a world which feels less vibrant and less colorful than it did before. I've prayed to God countless times to trade places with her, to take me instead. And unfortunately, that's just not how he works. I have nothing but sorrow for her loss, and I miss her all the time. Her passing has torn me and my family apart as well, and she truly was a joy.
you tore your
I
family
pray to God that she is in heaven and that he's taking good care of her. And I hope she gets to join the choir because she had a beautiful voice.
apart. Oh my God. You
I'll
make
miss her all the time.
Okay, not to pause in the middle. I have to. I'm getting so mad. I have to say something. How dare you? How dare you? I just cannot. I cannot believe that this is the route he went with this statement. And you did this. You did this. Her passing as if she like was in an accident or something. I don't know. I find this statement so absolutely disgusting and enraging. Oh.
Yes, because it's like, bro, you know what you just pled to? Okay, we all know the charges. We all know how many counts there were of all the things, and you're acting like this was an accident, like she was crossing the street and you were driving and you hit her with your car. Okay,
Right.
that's not what happened. This was up close. This was personal, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
I had to check the time to make sure I could say that word because I don't want to get you in trouble. But,
No, you
um,
can say whatever you want.
but that's, what he's supposed to have done at a plea, taking a plea or changing the plea. You're taking accountability for what you did. All right. This is the actual opposite of that. And to say that the world is less vibrant without her in it, in that whiny, crybaby ass voice of his, was even worse. It's
Yeah.
less vibrant. You are the reason that she's not here. And believe me, Believe me, I'm sure there's a lot of people in this world who have prayed in that way that you would go. And also it busted up your family. Are you high, bro? What the
You.
actual F? You did that's on you too.
Yep. Yeah. And I'm with you. Like, I'm sure her voice was beautiful. I'm sure the world is less vibrant. Those are probably very true facts, but to hear him fucking say it,
It's
like,
the way he said it too.
yeah, you're right. It is. And Neat is right. He is romanticizing
Yes.
his relationship with her.
Yes, Neat. That's exactly it. Hey, psycho cunt. That's my favorite name to say.
I know. I love it too. Psycho cunt. Thank you for being a member for 19 months. His statement made me absolutely sick. Me too, dude. Me too.
Just absolute. I mean,
Hey, Tracy.
and then here he is, like he's sad, like this, like he's some type of victim. Get bent, bro.
Yeah.
What
You're
is wrong
sorry
with
for yourself. He feels sorry for himself, in my
Yes,
opinion, like they always do. But yeah, I was organized, Bendy, I promise. I just didn't
I
know
believe you.
if it was going to play like the other part where he's pleading no contest and stuff, which while we're paused and I'm bringing it up, like, let's talk about that too, because
Oh,
that really, like, and I thought I was crazy. Maybe I'm being dramatic, but even listening to like other news sources, not just YouTubers, but like um, Law and Crime was one.
yes,
People are like, why did they allow him to plead no contest? Like, he should have had to plead guilty to lose the death penalty.
I agree. See, you plead no contest to things like um, reckless driving or some misdemeanor, and I'm talking about like not like the top tier misdemeanor either. Not the like I think a class A misdemeanor is the top tier misdemeanor before you're a felon, right? I'm not talking. I'm talking. I mean this is a serious charge that carries serious consequences, and I think that um like I think with that's there was a long time that the lawyers were up at the bench talking about this. No
Mm.
con this and that's the part they were discussing. And I think
Mm.
really what ended up happening is I think Mr. J likely argued, no, it's either guilty or we're taking this blob to trial.
Yeah.
But Mr. J also, one of the things about him as an attorney that I learned from Sarah Boone's case is how um, he is very victim oriented when it comes to presenting a case. He really does speak for the victim. And I think what he was thinking in his mind is ideally, I want him to plead guilty. However, if I push it and I take him to trial, I'll get a conviction. But in the meantime, 16 people are going to have to see these images and hear these videos. And perhaps this was a way to spare that.
Yeah, because he would have won.
Yeah.
And MD 2020, thank you for the super chat. She said, "Hell yeah, we're bringing back Get Bent." Thank you. Um,
Yeah.
but he would have won. I don't know. I just wish that it wasn't, because I'm with Psycho Cunt. I think 100% he did this intentionally. And look, his mom, man, it's messed up for her too, because I promise you, she's going to be spinning thoughts and conspiracies
Correct.
because of that.
Yes, yes, yes. And when he did that, it reminded me of freaking Watts. If Chris Watts would just sit down with Cindy and say, look, Mom, I need to tell you the truth. I owe you the truth. This is what happened. This is the truth of everything. It is me. I did it. I'm the only one. Did I do it because I wanted a life with somebody else? Yes. But as far as the actual act, the carrying out, all the things, it was me. Shanann did not choke out one of the children in the beginning, like his first confession.
Yep.
None of that happened. It was me. Now his mom is going to spend the rest of her days the same way that Cindy Watts has spent hers. Only there won't be an online presence to help fuel that, because people
Yep.
do have questions surrounding Watts, but there's no questions surrounding Stefan Sterns. And it's
Well,
cruel. It's
think
just
about it.
as cruel.
Go ahead. No, finish your thought and then I'll tell you.
It's what he is doing by keeping it open for his mom in that way is cruel. It's cruel, and it shows exactly the kind of monster that he is. It is all about him, and it makes me believe in my theory even freaking more, because that's all he could think about. When his dad talks about how he was, agitated or anxious going over there that day to see to pick up Maddie, I think because he was planning it, going over it and over it and over it in his brain. And I think that all he cared about was his own satisfaction and gratification. He's just disgusting.
He is disgusting. And I was going to say, Lisa, he was allowed to plead no contest to the murder, or he did plead no contest to the murder. I was going to say though, Jen, you know what? For us, it feels like there's nothing that people have questions about, but there are a lot of people who do believe Jen was involved in the murder. There are a lot of people who believe that she did it, and especially like his mom, you know what I mean? And think about, so it makes you wonder, I don't know.
It does, but here's the deal with that, okay? Even if she was, it doesn't change what he's done. It doesn't, it's kind of like the whole NK thing. Even if NK was involved, so was Chris. So it doesn't get him out of prison. He doesn't escape culpability and responsibility on any level, legally or morally. And neither does Stefan. Having another person be involved in it only gives you a co-defendant. It doesn't exonerate this piece of shit. That's it.
Yep. I know, but I'm just saying let's talk about Jen. And
all right, let's talk about Jen. She sucks. The end.
I wonder if I should play the rest. I'll play it after we talk about this.
Oh, do it however you want, babe. And also, just let me say, Allie is always prepared. I know that you were prepared for your life. It's me. I was not prepared yesterday because I wanted to find that officer to find out what the deal was. And I know exactly who that officer is now and exactly what they've accused him of. And so it's like Rico and all manner of shenanigans. So there you
go. Okay, I'm going to play the rest of this and then we'll talk about Jen real quick because I have a clip from Reddit. Let's just play this and then I'll get into it. Okay, here we go.
I'll never not honor her memory. And I apologize for all the pain.
Anything further?
Well, the end of his statement.
We'll be in recess.
It said 90 seconds, so I just assumed they were right about the 90 seconds. Okay, so Jen did not show up yesterday. And not only did she not show up, but she also didn't give an impact statement. And she didn't necessarily have to be there to do that. She could have had someone else read it, like the prosecutor read the grandma's, was it? I think it was her statement. Somebody could have read it though. They have people that will do that, victims services through the court.
Absolutely. Mr. J would have read it. And forgive me, the other DA that was where I just know Mr. J because of Boone. Okay. And I probably at one point did know your name, but so much has happened in my life since this whole thing started that I'm sorry I've forgotten the female DA, Madam Prosecutor. I'll just call her that but the Madam Prosecutor could have read that as well. They would have, because they did read victim impact statements. So, okay.
Well,
Are
what
you
do
going
you
to play this?
I thought about it because this I found on Reddit, and I'm not saying I agree with anything
I
said.
actually like to hear what Gray has to say.
Well, he is very vocal in like standing up for Jen Soto and on that side of things. So I thought it would give us something to bounce off of, just this little clip from his channel.
Okay.
But before we get into it, you know, what were your first thoughts about that? For me, I'll just say, yeah, I'm disappointed. I really would have liked to see her. Now, he made me think a little differently about this, but then in the long and the short, he basically says, her safety, but then not given a statement because people will pick it apart anyways. There's no really winning for her. And I
It's
can
not
see
when, oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry. Let me just,
no, it like there's no coming out on top without being overly criticized. And then, depending on her mental health, what would that do for her? That kind of thing, which I
right.
can see that. But at the end of the day, I don't care. There's nothing more important than being there for Maddie, in
I
my
mean,
opinion.
those are valid points, except for this isn't about, I think winning
I
might have
don't know
been
if you said that or that was my word.
okay.
Like it was
Okay.
like there's no way we'll hear it, but it was basically that like
She's
people are
damned
gonna
if she
pick it
does,
apart.
damned if she doesn't,
Yeah.
basically, which
Yes.
I do agree with that. But the fact of the matter is, this day was about an opportunity for the people that knew Maddie the best, that loved her the most, to talk about what Maddie meant to them. It was about Maddie. It was not about Stefan. It was not about anybody else. It was about her that day. And this was an opportunity, even if she didn't speak herself. Okay. I can understand her not wanting. I, 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 I can't see a scenario. This has not happened to me. So I don't have experience with this. Knock on wood. I hope I never do. I can't say how I would for 100% certainty react. I just can't imagine a set of circumstances where I would not speak for my child.
Me neither.
That's it. That's all. I just can't imagine a set of circumstances.
And now am with Jim. Jim says health is the only thing I could think of as an excuse. Other than that, no excuse. Like if she's in the hospital or something like that, like,
Right.
well, what if she's completely out of her mind? We don't know. You know what I mean?
Right.
And but I just think she's a coward. That's where I'm at. And she's scared of what the public has to say because she knows people are unhappy with her. Now, what you said about Maddie's dad, makes me go back and forth in my own head a little bit. But here's what Tess says. I did hear someone say Jen didn't speak, so law enforcement can't use anything she said against her. I hadn't thought about that. Any thoughts? And I don't think that that's it because
Yeah. It's a fucking victim impact statement. She's not getting up there and going through she's not testifying. She's not giving a rundown. I don't see how her talking about how Maddie's murder impacted her life could possibly legally be used against her. What breaks my heart is it feels like part of the reason this happened is because Jennifer Soto, and I have a very hard time calling her Jen because I'm a Jen,
okay.
and Jen is a term of endearment. And so I'd like to just use her government name, Jennifer. I think it was indicative. How all of this happened is because Jennifer gave unfettered access and trust in a human being too soon that she shouldn't have at all. But this wasn't the first time that she had done that. This was actually the second time. And the first time that she did it, she was lucky in that this person didn't take advantage of that. Stefan did. And she cared more about her own comfort and needs and wants, and that is just the antithesis of what our job as parents are.
Yeah.
Your needs never come first when it's with
Never.
your children. That's just par for the course. And that's not even one of those things that's like in the fine print in the parenting manual. They don't give your ass. Okay. That's like in bold, underscore, all
Yeah.
caps font. You know what I'm saying?
I don't
And
even want my needs to come first, even if I'm
no,
uncomfortable. You don't, it's not even like, yeah, you're right.
and
I agree
so
with you.
it's just really indicative of her. I can understand her fear to be seen in public. She has faced a lot of criticism,
Yeah.
but not to say anything. That's the part I have a hard time with.
Because she could have had it sent in, but you know what?
She
That's a
could
great
have.
point. And this might sound cruel, and I'm sorry. This is just honestly the way I feel. She put herself first yet again.
Mhm.
Like truly, that is what we're seeing. She put herself first through Maddie's life, in my opinion, her mental health and my sleep and all the shit.
Right.
And she put herself first again, and that's just that. Now, I'm of the opinion, and I just don't think that they're investigating her. I think that they tried. I think they would have charged her. I just think that there's no proof.
Right now they'd have nothing. At this point, they've not charged her. So,
Yeah.
It is what it is.
And I'm really not beyond thinking that she didn't know. It happens all the time. People don't realize how common that is, where a mom doesn't know. Do I think that gives her an excuse? Hell no, I don't.
No, I don't. But I'll say this. I'll say this. The biggest piece of evidence is Stefan's own words, and I think that they were accidental words. I think when he let it slip, I wish that I could have run downstairs and shook her awake, because
Yeah.
it was an accident. The way that you guys got to go back and listen to that call in its entirety, and the way that came out, I do believe was an accident, because that's very clear. All right. Whereas in many other phone calls, what he's told his mom is, well, let's not get down into conspiracies. There's not a big conspiracy here. He's kind of, tiptoed and pussyfooted around it, just saying what it is,
Yeah.
So that does keep it, for me, that does it gives me pause in what they could actually charge her with.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, so you know what? So Guilty of Crime says open panel. If you want to come up, I'll drop the link. I was planning on getting off here in like the next 10 minutes, so I'll have to get my charging stuff in a second, but I would be curious. I'm curious how his mom,
I am too.
if there's
I am too.
anything. So let me know if you want to. I'll just go ahead and drop the link. Let's listen to this though. You guys, I want to hear, because many people, I think, feel the opposite of what Gray Hughes feels. He's a bigger creator in the true crime community. Maybe the mods can Pointer Lover, will you do me a favor and get his link, pretty please? And so you guys can go check him out, and we can listen to what he has to say and like kind of like bounce off of it. I just thought
I'm gonna go have a cig while I listen to this, so I can be totally paying attention, because I know me. And if I start looking at the chat, I'm going to start thinking about things. No, let me just focus on what he says, and then I'll look at the chat. I'm going to be responsible.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking. For legal reasons, she didn't say something. Yeah, maybe she. That's what I was thinking. For legal reasons, she didn't say something. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if it would have helped her, because you know how people pick apart. If she went up there, if Jennifer had said something, all the public would do, the people who hate her would continue to hate her and then dissect every word she said and turn it into something else. That's how it works. Oh, how dare she say that? She wasn't even. Oh, look at that. She said. And it goes on and on and on and on and on. It might have helped with people on, I guess maybe if you're on the fence and you're not really sure. Yeah, that's right. And so I don't like Jennifer Soto as a person. She seems really.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing well. I saw you chatting about this and I said, "Ooh, this is a good one."
Well, I'm curious. You said I have something to say. What do you think? What are your thoughts on all of this?
Well, I still, I covered that when I covered this yesterday, it was like I had so many different emotions about all this since covering the case for so long.
Yeah.
And I mean, Stefan Sterns now kicks himself in the butt for not bringing up Jen and not fighting back from what he says. I got a statement from him the night before he pled and then right after. So, I've been talking to him
Right.
and his parents. So it's interesting to see what's in store for Jen with a no contest plea and him not happy that he's the only one doing time.
That is so interesting. So, oh wow. So he
Yeah.
changed from like the night before to after he was regretting
Yeah.
his
Well,
choice.
the night before he was dragging his feet and I think he was like, what am I going to do? But he was also oddly just kept on emphasizing how much he loves Maddie, which is really creepy to me because
Yeah.
you heard that statement. And that night I was like, man, how am I going to sleep without saying anything? We talked about that, the Maddie love note that he had in his jail cell. And he
Right.
talked about it, which is interesting because
Oh, he did.
yeah, he proudly said it was about a month after he got into his cell. He wrote that letter. He loves Maddie more than life, and he wish he could take places with her. It's just so weird.
It's so weird and it's so
It's
creepy.
Yeah, something's off.
Yeah, let me get your link though. You guys, so Jay is another creator. She's done an interview with Stefan's mom and she's had communication with them since. And then, gotten in communication with him.
Yeah.
And yeah, so let me drop your link so people can check it out. What is the family like? How's his family feeling and stuff? And see, I said a minute ago, him doing the no contest plea, I don't like it
Mhm.
because I feel like it fuels his poor mother, man. Of course, she's
Mhm.
going to be kept spinning, wondering
Oh,
what the truth is.
she knows, and we aligned because she knows that he essayed her. She has no question about that. It's just what happened with the night Maddie died. He was telling me the night before too that he had broken up. He broke up many fights between Jen and Maddie, physically fighting, and he says that Maddie's favorite person, all in the same breath, which is just like mind-boggling. I don't think I would like somebody that was assaulting me the way he did for all those years. So
No, yeah, I think he's wrong about that. He's just
yeah,
telling
no,
himself that.
he's
Yeah,
delusional about that.
but if let's say this was something that went wrong
Yeah,
with Jen
yeah.
and Maddie, a fight or something, why would he not fight till the end and try to prove that in court? I just don't believe him.
Well, listen, I don't believe him either. But here's the
Right.
thing. So it came really fast. He didn't know all the details, and neither did Deb. Deb and them didn't know. We were talking the night before, and they did not know. Number one, there were going to be people in court, that they were going to strike a deal, and the Sotos would be there, and the impact statements. They had no idea. They got a Zoom link. They got a Zoom
Wow.
link to watch. That's it. I don't even think Stefan knew that if he pleaded to the 60 SA charges, he had to plead to the red rum charge because otherwise it would have got an aggravating factor.
Right.
He
I saw
didn't.
that on the
That
news.
wasn't explained properly to any of them, I don't think.
Okay.
I don't know about him, but his parents were just up in arms about everything yesterday. They didn't know.
Yeah. I kind of feel like I kind of feel like his attorneys explained that to him very, very thoroughly. The
Oh,
reason
I'm
I
sure.
feel that is because of the amount of motions that they filed
Mhm.
in the last week before his trial. I mean, they were a
Right.
week out. I mean, when they filed
I'm
those
sure.
motions, they were a week out. They explained that shit to him. He's
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
he romanticizes
Yep.
this his crime.
Yes,
I'm
he
not
does.
because it wasn't a relationship. Let's be very clear about that. He romanticizes his crime. He's disgusting. But I'm
Yeah.
curious, what did he say? What is Jennifer's role? Other than he like is vague and he's, well, they fought. So what? Moms and daughters fight. That is not that unheard of. Let's stop right there. Okay. That's an argument and murder are very far apart. And I can't help but remember the phone call. And I know that was a slip when he said, I wish I would have gone downstairs and shook her awake.
He did say that in that call. But, I think I heard him and his mom talking about them fist fighting before.
Now, let's make this clear. His parents, every time they talk to him, say, "Tell on Jen Soto. Tell about her part. Stop being the martyr in this situation," which he feels in his own head that he is, right? And he proudly, which was disgusting to me, proudly pled guilty to all of the counts, all the nasty, rotten, gross things that he did to her. Guilty, loud and clear. But then when it came to the red rum thing, the Capitol, he was like, nope, you're not going to put that all on me. That's my understanding.
So then why doesn't he just say? Why doesn't he open his fat mouth
Hey,
and
his
say what
parents
she
are
did?
saying the same thing to him. If you don't say something, basically you're going to get cut off. It didn't really work that way, and he just didn't speak up. But now he acts like he's kicking himself.
Well,
I
let
don't
me
care.
ask you, do you feel like he would, because maybe he pled no contest to keep his parents on his side a little bit, to make them think that, it wasn't all him. You know what I
Right.
mean?
I agree.
Right.
I agree.
Yeah,
See,
I
you
think it's
can get
manipulative.
you can interview someone all you want and talk to them and say they lied about 90% of that, but it's good to just hear it from the horse's mouth for
Well,
me
yeah.
anyway.
No,
Oh,
no,
I
I agree. Listen.
I agree.
Why do you think we play Letitia's calls? We all know she's a lying liar face who tells lies. We just
Exactly.
want to hear the freaking lies that she's come up with today. That's it.
Amen. Amen.
And
And that's
oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I've even reached out, like had a conversation with her a long time ago. I wouldn't now, but I'm
Right.
with you. I would interview anybody if I could, if I was covering their case and I had the opportunity to ask them a couple questions, I would definitely do it. I think that, it's never wrong to try to get it from the horse's mouth. As you say.
Right.
But, oh, it's so emotional though. This whole thing, it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel good about it. I didn't like his little speech. I hated that Jen wasn't there. What did they say about that? About her not coming? And how do you feel about that?
So I don't know if you picked up on it. Oh, I don't know. Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Okay. If you
It's Jen
picked
and
up on it. Yeah, Stephanie was in court on the phone, her sister, and now Stephanie's the one that did the GoFundMe for Jen, the 16K that they never used for the funeral, and she's the one that called 911. The second person, they called 3 times, her and Yolanda. Yeah, Yolanda was very present there, but she also said that she was Maddie's like mom, so they kind of tossed Jen out of the way. And Stephanie was on speakerphone. It's speculated that Jen was right back there. She's been staying with them on speakerphone when Stephanie made her statement.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I noticed that though about
Did you notice that? Yeah.
with the grandma's part. I noticed that mom.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I noticed that part.
Well, people think she was in the background of the call with Stephanie, and I believe so too.
Wow. She's a coward, in my opinion.
She didn't show up for anything. Yeah. Why would she now?
That's true. If it was my child, you better believe I'd be at every single hearing, everything. You wouldn't stop me from it.
Kimberly, sorry, Allie. Go ahead. I'm sorry. No,
go
I'll
ahead.
answer. Kimberly, he said, I wish I would have gone downstairs and shook her awake. That is Jennifer, not Maddie, because Maddie was upstairs.
I think he's thinking that he should have called 911 instead of trying to hide her body. I think he would have had more leverage had he called 911. And I think that's all he really cares about is what leverage he had.
Right.
Right.
Oh my God. In his own mind, do you think he thinks he's a martyr in this?
Yeah, I do.
A
I
martyr
do.
for what? What a deranged absolute piece of shit he is. Like it boggles my mind. I mean, I don't know why I'm surprised because I'm not even really surprised. I'm just
Right.
irritated, I think is more the better word for it, because a martyr for what?
For
I
taking
don't.
all of it in and
You
not
did all of it, bro. Look at
well, look at what he said. That's disgusting to say she
yes,
brought us joy. When we read that initially, or we read the I love you, Maddie, we were all disgusted. But I mean, he
yes.
said it very proud, and he told me
Yeah.
proudly the night before. He literally said that Maddie was his favorite person, and vice versa. Like,
It's yeah,
Uh,
it's like
it's
he
wild. Like, he
he's
forgets
like
about the abuse.
right, like what he's done is really a Romeo and Juliet situation where people are they don't understand. You know who it reminds me of? Mary Kay Letourneau spoke about this too. She
Hmm.
spoke about what she did to Billy Falau, and there wasn't enough, in my opinion, outrage about that. And I think it had a lot to do with the fact that Billy was a boy. But at
Right.
the end of the
Absolutely.
day, Billy Falau was an absolute victim. She victimized that kid for years.
Yep. She
That's it.
groomed him,
That's all. She groomed
married
him.
him, had kids with him. Yep.
Exactly.
mm.
Exactly. It's disgusting.
It's crazy, but I'm so glad that you came up because we were going to end in a minute, but you made me realize a couple things. Like, I never even thought about him, how proud he was to say guilty to those things. But
Yes.
then and Jen was saying, because I had a phone call that day, so I didn't see it all in real time. I was kind of watching back. She said that they were having the attorneys were up, talking for a while. I almost wonder if they did push back because I was surprised that they let him do that and not make him plead guilty if you want the deal. You know what I
Right.
mean? If you want so I don't know.
I think they were unprepared too, though, because they both asked to push the trial out and the judge denied both of them.
Right.
It was just such a close deal with not knowing if the motion was going to be denied for all the images or not. And with all of the arrests from law enforcement, people that were involved in the case
Mhm.
also got arrested for the racketeering and all the other things that are going down in Florida.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. And you're right. They did. They filed a joint motion to extend
They
to
did.
push back.
Right. And you're exactly right, because what's his last name? Marcos
The
Lopez.
sheriff. Yeah.
Lopez. And he not only was, the racketeering and all the other, but he's also on the Brady list.
Yep.
However, I do believe that and I'm glad part of me is I wanted to hear the testimony about the grooming because I wanted to learn, because I do believe as a society, if it's as hard as it is to hear, Maddie endured. So that's what she endured. That I think we should listen to it because I think we can learn from that, and maybe we can see some red flags and prevent this from happening again.
Yeah.
But I think also that to subject 16 jurors, because I think that's what they were trying to get, 12 and then 4 alternates to have to view that material. And I was very, it came at the last hearing at the very end when she was talking about, how they were going to display it. And they were going to put the pictures on a whiteboard, but
Yep.
they had video. They had 5 video that they were going to play. And of course, it wouldn't have been shown on a stream, but
Yeah,
the
but there would be
audio,
descriptions too.
there
There would
would
be
be.
descriptions, and we'd have to
Would
read
be.
that to report on
Yes,
it.
correct. So it would have been,
Yeah, extremely difficult for everybody involved.
Mhm.
People watching, listening, reporting on. I can't help it. Like, my brain is still, like you talk about yesterday. I felt like that too. And I had told Jen, we can talk about it once we have our thoughts have settled, but I still feel that way. Like I'm just all over the place with my thoughts and emotions with this. But, I can't help but I feel so bad for Maddie's dad and his, her family, the grandma and the people who spoke, the roommate. But I'm also feeling so sad for his family because the way he manipulates and
Yeah.
the way
Yep.
that their heads must just be spinning. It's like, oh,
Mhm. Now,
Check.
Deb and Chris didn't go to court. I'm sorry. I was answering chat. They didn't go to court because they didn't know that they gave them a Zoom link and that was it. They didn't ask them to be in court. They didn't say it was going to be in court. They didn't have an indication that all that was going to go down. It was for the victim's family, and they don't consider his family the victim. That's
Oh,
why
they
they weren't
don't.
in court.
Oh,
They
wow.
were subpoenaed. They would have been subpoenaed for the red rum, the capital M, but not for the 60 essays.
I'm curious. So they were subpoenaed for the murder trial, but
Mhm.
were they going to be testifying for mitigating factors
They
at
di-
the
I don't
sentencing? I wonder.
They didn't say anything about I know that they got the TBI in there though. They did get him evaluated for his TBI. They sent
Uh,
in the paperwork when he got ran over when he was younger. And
yeah.
that's why I knew that they were going to take a plea deal, because that wouldn't even have been in until August. So any way they would have went, it would have been an appellate issue if they would have not brought that in after testing him. So that was another factor in them doing a plea.
I mean, yeah. So, like, I feel like with the defense, basically, the best place to have used that would have been during sentencing, not guilt or innocence, because
Right.
that doesn't play. Him having a traumatic brain injury, if he did things to cover up the crime, which means that he knew what he did was wrong. So
Oh,
that
yeah.
would have come in at the end in the sentencing phase. And the fact of the matter is, it's very possible, and not because of his traumatic brain injury testimony, but it's very possible that a jury would have said, you know what, fuck this dude.
Right.
We're going to put him in, we're going to sentence him to life without the possibility of parole. We're putting him in Gen Pop. He's not
Right.
going to sit protected in a cell for 23 hours a day, period.
Right, right. And the death penalty, he didn't want the death penalty after he realized what it really was. First, he was like playing
What
the
did he
victim.
think it was?
Well, he thought he was just playing the victim with his parents, and he still does that. And I told him that. He initially didn't even want to talk to me because I bitched at him about what he did and how he's affecting not only everybody and Maddie, but his parents as well.
Yeah.
And he came at me and was like, "Well, I'm kind of mad, but I realized blah 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 blah, whatever."
I'm kind of mad. What a pussy. I can't
Yeah,
stand him.
but he wanted to use that as a way to get what he wanted. And when he realized death penalty doesn't mean that you might not die for 30 years, but here's what it
Florida's quicker. Florida's
Yeah.
quicker than other places. He
Sometimes,
would
but
have
it's still
definitely,
yeah.
I mean, no, Florida's quicker. He
Okay.
would, Florida and Texas are pretty quick as far as the
Okay.
way that they have their appellates set up. But the
Right.
fact of the matter is, it is automatic. So he wouldn't have to file anything. All of the appeals that have been done for him, and it's not quick. I don't mean quick in like it's, you get sentenced, you get capital punishment, and
Mhm.
boom, in a year you're getting your punishment. No, it can take a decade. But I mean, in Florida and Texas, you're more
Mhm.
likely to actually have the sentence carried out versus a place like when California had the death penalty. People were more likely to die of old age on death row versus having
Right.
their sentence carried out. But it's still a long time. I mean, it's not instant at all. And
And in
even if
between, in between then you don't get your hot meals and your whatever he's looking forward to.
his root beer barrels.
Well, he gets hot meals too. They pay like $30 for one meal of like a Philly cheesesteak. I don't know how good it is, but he gets
Oh,
these hot
okay.
meal plates that he asks for his parents. And every time he does, it's like, I'm feeling depressed. I could really use a
Oh
good
my
meal. I haven't.
God.
Yeah, every time I'm like, this guy just, oh.
But that makes sense because Letitia, I know that you can send like special meals or care packages to her.
Mm.
And, I don't know. He plays his parents. That makes me
Yep.
sad. Like, that's
He
messed
sure
up.
does.
It is sad.
But
His parents need to be paying attention more to what happens, because they're going to, we know how it goes in prison. They're going to take advantage of the situation as far as his parents go. And they're going to start extorting Stefan Sterns. You mark my words. He's going to be requesting hot meals, and they're not going to be for him. They're going to be for other people.
Right.
And they're still going to beat the crap out of him.
Right. And I'll hear about it first.
Well,
all the time I was laughing hearing all these things about him being extorted and blah blah blah. That didn't happen at all any of the time. He was actually willingly sharing stuff with people because he was bored and lonely, and he has people across from him or on the side of him, and they don't really get to talk. They're kind of like just yell across the way, but he
Right.
also wants to be with the cool crowd, which could also get him hurt because when he goes to prison, they'll play nice, but they're not going to be nice.
It's different in prison. It's different in
Mhm.
prison. And I had
Yep.
my dad was a dialysis nurse for a lot of years, and when he first started out, he did a rotation out at the prison, and he told me that he's like, I swear to God, they act like they put the Chomos in like protective custody, but those fuckers come in every week with new bruises, fresh
Right.
injuries. Yeah. He
Mm.
thinks that he's going to be making friends in there. No, no, no. And none of your tales of working at Disney World or Universal, or you're painting
Nothing.
figurines or any of
Nothing.
that, bro,
Yep.
that's going to get you even more. They don't care, and they're
Yep.
going to draw it out. It's not going to be like, oh, you're not going to get a situation like Jeffrey Dahmer had. That the guy that Cook, the man that killed Jeffrey Dahmer in prison, it wasn't like an instantaneous thing.
Nah,
It
he
was
got
over a long period of time where Jeffrey Dahmer did poke at this guy, and that guy actually also had
he
mental
poked
health
at a lot of
issues.
people.
He poked a
He would
lot of
yeah.
people.
Mhm.
Okay, so Neat was asking, how did the parents not know since we all knew? And I figured, I answered in chat, maybe that the sentencing would happen because, like how Koberger, they put the sentencing not the same exact day that he pled. Is that what you mean? Like they didn't know that they would have the whole thing when he
They
does it?
didn't tell him anything. They gave him a Zoom link at the 25th hour of Sunday night. We knew that there was a hearing coming. I found out there was a hearing before Deb and Chris did, and that's only because Stefan was talking to his lawyers and things, but he wasn't talking those kind of things in the messages. But also I was told that they weren't going to have any other families in the court. The only one that would be there would be the supporting ones or the victim. So I don't think they were invited.
Okay,
So
interesting.
I don't know how it happened, but I'm telling you right now, they didn't know that they just said, we got a Zoom link. We don't know what's happening. I filled them in more than they even knew from Stefan,
Right.
just by
Which
assumptions at my reporting. Yeah.
but you know that like Maddie's dad had to travel, so they must have been told a little bit in advance.
They were. Yeah, they
Yeah.
were.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Makes me nervous. Are you following Idaho 4, like the Koberger stuff? Because tomorrow's his sentencing.
Yep. Somebody messaged me. They're going to be in the courtroom and they're going to send me. I've been following it, but I haven't been reporting on it too much.
Right. I don't either now because it's gotten so,
Yeah.
it's crazy. But in the beginning, I did a lot, but I'm
Me
definitely
too.
following every second for sure.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm so glad you came up, and Jen, I'm so glad you did. And I would like to do this again and talk about it after things have settled. Like when you asked for the link, I was about to get off anyway. So I was almost said, wait, we should like plan something. But
Yeah.
after things have settled, maybe we can talk some more, especially because you'll stay in contact with Deb and them, right? And you'll
Oh yeah.
know
For
what's
sure.
happening.
Mhm.
So yeah, and you guys follow her channel if you want to keep up with that stuff. I don't know. My brain's all over the place. So like, I
Yeah.
don't,
You're all good. Just let me know again after August when my daughter goes back to school. Then I'll be more
right.
yeah,
Same.
and let all this settle down. But yeah, I'm leaving the end of the week to head out for my birthday shenanigans. So yeah, anytime after August when school starts, I'm in.
Okay. Oh, awesome. And how do you feel knowing that he got 21 life sentences? Like, I'm sorry, that number just is satisfying to me. Like, thank goodness at least there's something good. 21 is a lot. I don't think he's ever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with that. Now that I know reporting on cases like that give me nightmares. I did not want to have to report on all that stuff, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And for like Maddie's family to not just sit
Mhm.
in the courtroom, I'm talking about see the headlines every day. Just open the internet You know, they
Yeah.
would see it nonstop. Her dad and his, like, I'm glad that they don't have to go through that.
But you know why they okayed it too, right? They don't want Jen being in. They want that to blow over as fast as possible.
Right. Well, what about her dad? Like, I wonder how he feels about
He
that.
wasn't there, but he's getting pretty old.
No, I mean, not Jen's dad, but Maddie's dad. I'm wondering,
Oh,
you know, if he.
he hasn't talked much at all. He's the first one that I originally started, like, you
Oh,
know,
yeah, that's right.
hearing about. Yeah, I was on that side of things, and then some awful stuff happened on YouTube where a chomo came in and was trying to get information and actually talking to Tatiana, and she didn't even know it. So they stopped talking to everybody.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
Well,
I think he's not a man of a lot of words, and Tatiana's the one that we'll see probably do an interview with Nancy Grace or News Nation, something like that.
Oh, I look forward to seeing that. I do.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
In the beginning, he seemed like he wanted some answers about how did this happen? How did this happen? You know, so I hope he's gotten those answers, even if he don't give them to us. I hope he's got the answers.
Right.
But all right. Well, thank you guys both for coming up, and I'm gonna wrap it up. But check out their channels. I'm gonna drop both of them again as it ends. And yeah, thank you guys for being here, and I'll be watching.
Well, thanks for
Alright.
having me.
Yeah. Thanks for having me up too.
Jay, come over tomorrow and listen to the Cobra hearing with me.
What time?
Okay, so 10:30 because it's 9. Well, it's
Oh,
not-
yeah, I'm in California.
I lied.
I'm
So
in
yeah,
Cali.
it's 9. It's 9 o'clock Idaho time.
Okay. So I think that's 7.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and it's supposed to go like all day. And I think I'm an hour, I think, ahead of
Okay.
Mountain, so it'll be 10 o'clock my time and 11
What's your-
o'clock Eastern.
What's your channel?
The Ward case studies.
Okay. Okay. All right.
And I know that Moscow is on like a later schedule than most of Idaho.
It
So
is.
might be- yeah. So it might
Well,
be 8 o'clock your time, Jay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because they're on Mountain time, Mountain Daylight time.
There it is.
Right
I'm already
before.
subscribed to you. I'll be there.
Oh, are
Yeah.
you? Oh, thank you.
I'm subscribed. I just want to make sure because sometimes I see y'all's names and then I don't know what the channel is.
Okay.
Yeah, I should probably put it instead of Bendy or whatever, but everybody just, everybody around these streets knows Bendy. Even Tisha's
Yes.
new friend who calls me Benny.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
Tisha calls
actually
me-
talked to her on the phone?
No, she talks shit
Oh.
the two of them talk shit about me and Allie in their prison calls.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm like, okay, laugh it up, chuckleheads. I mean, Letitia, nobody's
Yeah.
envious. You got a toilet paper allotment, ho. Shut up.
Letitia. Her name's
Yeah.
Letitia forever. So.
Like- Tisha.
Madeline, thank you for the super sticker. But yeah, no, her prison calls. She's been relayed like our videos, and they sit and talk about them inaccurately. It's never right. It's never the truth, but it's never the truth. But yeah,
It's
so-
infamous trolls, right? You got the infamous trolls instead
Oh,
of
yeah.
just the
Oh,
regular trolls.
Yeah, we're the crazies, all the things. I'm just like, bruh, shut up.
Yeah. It
yeah.
happens.
And, thank you to the mods. Thank you, Shauna, for 24 months. Love you back. Thank you. And yeah, you guys
All
have a
right.
good night, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
All right.
I'll see you guys in chat
Bye.
tomorrow. Bye-bye.
All right, cool. Bye.
Bye.